Medieval life. With the weakening of central government, a new political system known as feudalism developed in Western Europe. Feudalism was a highly decentralized form of government. Feudal relationships. Charles Martel, by fighting the Muslims, wanted cavalry. To support the cavalry, Martel began granting warriors fiefs or estates with peasants. Fiefs became feudalism in AD 900s. The lords who had been granted fiefs were allowed to pass their land to their children. This is a hierarchy. The kings could grant the nobles land, and the nobles could grant the knights land. Feudal obligations. It's a tie between the lord and vassal. They were made official in a solemn ceremony known as homage.
Castles for defense. Because there was no government, the people would start to build fortified castles. At first they were built out of wood, but then by the AD 1100s they were built out of stone. The special parts of the castle were kept in the strongest parts. Life of the nobility. Lords, ladies, and knights made up the nobility of the Middle Ages. Nobles did not have luxurious or glamorous lives. Noble women would be married by their 12th birthday. Entertainment. The nobles looked forward to the tournaments or battles between knights. They would also love to hunt, like falconry and archery. Becoming a knight. A nobleman's son became a page at age 7. At age 15, they became a squire, and once proved in battle, they became a knight. The knights had a code called chivalry. The manorial system. The wealth of a feudal lord came from the peasants, who called the other peasants to work for the lords. They entered an agricultural production called manorialism, which was something that provided food, shelter, and protection. The houses or manors had many different sections for livestock, field for crops, forest areas, and villages for peasants to live in.
Work on a manor. For the lord's protection, the peasants provided various services. The peasants would work on artisans, blacksmiths, carpenters, shoemakers, miller for the grain, viner for the wine, and brewer for the beer. Serfs were people who were bounded to the manor and could not leave it without permission. Increased production. The manorial system normally produced enough food to support the peasants and the lord's household, but a number of improvements gradually boosted productivity. The first improvement they made was a heavier plow. It made deeper cuts into the ground and had a device called a moldboard that pushes the soil sideways. The second improvement was the three-field system, which was at one time a field might have the winter crops, when another field might have spring crops, and the third not being used at that time.
Peasant life. Poverty and hardship characterized a peasant life. 40 was the average death. Famines and diseases happened a lot. In wars, peasants were the first and hardest hit. Most of them lived in one-room houses. These houses hold dirty floors, no chimney, and one or two pieces of had furniture. People slept together for warmth. Their diet was bread, vegetables, and porridge. Sometimes they ate meat. The peasants thought that this system was fair because they were in the eyes of God.
The end.